Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is vianney.strick. Thank you so much for being here. So today, as you can see by the title, I am going to attempt to do a full face of makeup with the brand new Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette. Now this palette is supposed to be it for you. It's supposed to contour, bronze, blush, highlight, and brows. So I decided to put it to the test. I'm going to use this palette as much as I can in my makeup routine to see if it's really worth the money and if it really is an all-in-one palette. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Let's get into it. Quick disclaimer, if my lips look atrocious, I'm currently having an allergic reaction to my cats. I think I accidentally kissed one of them and I'm allergic to my cats. That's a whole another story. I've actually never purchased from Dominique Cosmetics. I always thought that her palettes and everything that she comes out is really pretty, but this is what really caught my eye. I will say when Trend Mood shared it, I just thought it was a transition palette. I didn't realize it was like for the face. So when I watched her video, I realized that the pan size were a little bit bigger than most, and this is supposed to be for your whole face. So it is $48 on her website. Currently there's 12 reviews with 5 stars. She claims that you can literally highlight, blush, contour, bronze, and do eyebrows with all of these. So I'm gonna literally try to use this as much as possible to create a full face and see how I like it. This is the packaging that it comes with. It is like a soft matte touch with a raised shiny lettering, and by the way, it does have a beautiful mirror. So this, if this really does it all for you, this would be great for travel, not only for the shades but for the mirror. And then this is the unique carton if you care. By the way, everything, it feels super nice. So I guess we're gonna start out. I'm excited. I'm so excited. So I'm first gonna add some brow gel to my brows. I'm using the NYX The Brow Glue, and I'm just gonna put them in place so we can try to use one of these shades for the brows. So I think I'm gonna use like an angled brush. I think I'm gonna try the shade Mocha and then maybe mix it a little bit with coffee beans if I need more darkness. By the way, I haven't used this palette whatsoever. This is definitely a first impression. Okay, so it is definitely picking up. If you want your shadow to last longer or to look a little bit darker on your brows, go in with a brow gel first, and then that will help it grip the eyeshadow all day. This actually is turning out really good. I'm not mixing the darker shade. I am strictly using Mocha, but since we do have that brow gel, I feel like it's definitely looking a little bit darker. So that actually looks pretty good. So that is the difference. So far so good. Obviously this is like the smallest test. I'm very curious to see what the shadows look like as bronzers and blushes, because obviously I want to make sure that they look good on the skin and not just on the eyelids. So far this looks pretty good. Obviously, if you don't only like to use powder, you could go in with your brow pencil or pomade and then set it with a powder, and hopefully you can find a shade in the transition palette. So next I'm going to try to use some of the shades as a highlight. So what I'm going to do is put foundation concealer and set it with a translucent powder, and then I'm going to try to see if I can highlight and brighten under the eyes. I am going to speed it up just so that this video is focused on the palette, but I will be using the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Foundation, the Benefit Cosmetics Benefit Boi-ing, and then I'm also going to set my face with the Hailey's Beauty setting powder. Okay, so I usually use cream bronzer, but since today we're using all powders, I just set my face completely so that, you know, the powders obviously will look good on the skin. As you can probably tell, I don't have much brightness under my eyes. I usually don't tend to do that anymore. I'm just a little bit more simple when it comes to that, but for the sake of the video, I will try one of these. So one of them is more peachy and one of them is more yellow. I think I might use a peachier one just because it's not as bright, and the peachy one is called Natural. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my setting brush and put some on and see if it makes a difference. Okay, definitely making a difference. I'm also gonna put it in the inner corner because that usually helps with darkness. What do you guys think? Do you see a big difference between this and that? I I definitely see a difference. Like, it definitely kind of hid my under eye circles a lot more than I actually thought it would. And it didn't make my under eye look that much drier. Like, it looks about the same. So it's not making my skin look super crepey or anything like that. So I actually do like that. You know, for someone that doesn't like to use highlight powders, because I don't like to add too much powder to my skin, this actually looks really pretty. And I also feel like this would be good for like setting your lids, your eyeshadow primer, or your concealer. I definitely feel like we're brightened. It's a subtle change, but whenever you had it like side by side, I feel like you could totally see it. So far I am liking this. I will come back and use it to like cut the contour, just because I'm trying to use as much as possible. Here comes the tricky part. I'm not sure which contour and which bronzer I should use. So caramel is definitely way too light for me. So toffee might be a good bronzer shade for me. I'm gonna use this Delium Tools brush, and again, I'm gonna go into toffee, and I'm just gonna bronze my whole face and see where that takes us. I feel like it's giving me a very, very subtle bronze. It looks good, it's just a little bit too subtle for me. Maybe I should mix it. I think I'm going to mix it with, I'm scared, but I think I might put a little bit of this shade right here. This is called Hazelnut. This would be a really pretty blush shade for super deep skin tone. So I'm gonna put a hint of that just to make it a little bit more vibrant. I'm talking like a hint. Okay, that looks better, but now I feel like it's might be too much. I'm just gonna go ahead and like put this all over my face and then see what happens. Okay, so this is what we look like. I feel like it's working pretty good. The powders are very, very pigmented, but they're also very soft. I think this actually looks pretty good. To be honest, at first it didn't look like a shade that would be a good bronzer shade for me, but that's why I think it's good to look at swatches. I know swatches are not going to determine how something is going to perform, but I also feel like shades do look different when they're pressed rather than swatched. I just put some toffee down my neck. But so far, it actually looks pretty good. It actually is working out better than I thought. I just felt like this shade might have not been good for me. But now I'm in the predicament of contour. So I think I'm just going to use the lightest hand ever at Mocha just to try to define my cheekbones. Not that I need to define them anymore, but just for the sake of the video. It's working fine. I just feel like these aren't my like go-to shades, so I don't know if it looks bad or not. You guys tell me. I'm trying to blend as much as I can, go in with a light hand. I'm just not used to these kind of colors anymore. Like, it's just not my go-to colors. I am going to cut the contour. I'm gonna use the shade Frothy, and I'm just going to cut it because I feel like it's looking a little bit muddy. Okay, and while that's baking a little bit, I'm gonna use the shade Blushing as my blush. So here are the shades that I would think are blushes. I definitely think that Hazelnut and Chai would be perfect for super deep skin tones. Soft and Sweet would be good for fair. So I'm gonna go in with a brush and again use Blushing very lightly, like you barely tap on them and they're so pigmented. But you guys know I like to use a lot of blush, so I'm gonna go ahead and pack it on the way that I would. I feel like I look weird. Do I look weird? Like in person I don't look weird, but I feel like on camera I just look very intense. I mean, so far this shade actually looks really pretty. It reminds me a lot of my favorite blush, which is Wet n Wild Mellow Wine. I think I know what's going on. I'm not used to using so many mattes on my face. I usually like to use more creams and radiant products. So what I'm gonna do next is first I'm gonna take off this bake and kind of blend it out a little bit. And I'm going to set my face with a like hydrating mist to make everything kind of lock in together and see if that will make me feel better about this look. I'm gonna use NYX Bear With Me because this doesn't have any shimmer. It's just going to add a lot of hydration to the skin. Okay, I feel like with that setting spray, it just looks better. I think that what was making me look weird in my eyes was just so many matte products. But now that I added hydration, I definitely like the way it's looking. So far, I mean, I'm bronzed, I'm contoured, I'm chiseled out, I have blush, and my brows are done, and we've only used the same palette, and I actually am liking how everything is. Just letting you guys know, they are very, very, very pigmented, but you can go in with a light hand and they are blendable. So now I kind of want to get to the eyeshadow. I'm just obviously going to do a matte look. I think I'm going to play around with the pinky tones just to do some Valentine's Day vibes. Since they're all the same formula and they're all matte, I'm just going to speed the eyeshadow up, and I will let you guys know how I feel about the formula on the eyes. I'm back. So I decided to like finish off the look so that you guys could see it all together. All I did was add some mascara. I'm wearing the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. I added some highlighter and a lip. By the way, if you're wondering, I am wearing the Laura Lee Los Angeles in Show Off. Oh my goodness, guys, these shadows were such a pleasure to use. I've never tried Dominique Cosmetics, but I do hear that her shadow formula is amazing. I personally don't know if this is the same exact formula or not. Since there are some shades that I obviously can't use on my face, it definitely makes up for it with the fact that I can use them as eyeshadows because they're so pigmented, so vibrant, so blendable. I mean, this look was so easy to do and it looks stunning. I did use the black shade and I wet my brush and I use it as eyeliner. All the transition shades look beautiful. Now that I see it all put together, I really love the way it looked. I think the only thing I would change to make it my personal perfect palette is just add one more bronzer shade that is a little bit darker for medium skin tones. Something closer to this. See how there's a lot of bronzers for lighter skin tone and then there's some darker tones for deeper skin tones. I would just add one medium bronzer. That's just for me personally. I know everybody's different. I will tell you, if you like these shades, the formula is amazing. I think that the $48 price is actually a really good deal because if these shades do work for you, then that's so many things that you can use it for. But I will say, just as an eyeshadow palette, I really love it. I definitely see myself mainly using this for eyeshadow and blush, but I also kind of like the highlighted look. I don't really do that very often, but I'm liking the way it looks. So I can definitely see myself putting this in my travel bag. It's kind of insane to believe that I did literally everything except my cream products with this palette, obviously except the highlight, but anything that's matte, I mean, I did it all. I actually haven't seen palettes like this. I think it's really cool that she did that, and I love, as you guys know, like innovative products, and I think that this is definitely one of them. I highly recommend this. If you think these shades are gonna work for you, I highly recommend it. I think it looks beautiful on the skin as well as eyeshadow, and I think it's genius. So Very good palette, very good video. Well, I mean like successful video. You guys let me know if you guys like this video. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you guys did purchase a palette. I will link everything that I use down below, as well as obviously the palette. Let me know what you guys think down below and if you're thinking about purchasing it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.